Slenderman's appearance as we know it was first seen in the Something Awful forums Create Paranormal Images thread made by a member named Victor Surge. He posted 2 pictures on June 10th, 2009. The first showing a group of teenagers walking in the direction of the cameraman with a tall figure in the background. Beneath the photo, a caption reading, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time." The second photo shows a playground with several children grouped together in the background around an ominous figure with multiple appendages. The caption for this stating, "One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slenderman. Deformity cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. Photographer Mary Thomas. Missing since June 13th, 1986. In a post just below by a user named Slidebite, he states, "You just know a couple of the good ones are going to eventually make it to paranormal websites and be used as genuine." Depicted as an abnormally tall humanoid figure, somewhere in the range of 6 to 15 feet tall, often with several tentacle-like appendages and almost always wearing a black or grey suit with a red or black tie. Another defining characteristic, rather ironically, is the absence of any facial features, instead having a completely blank face. Slenderman is instantly recognizable for anyone who has been on the internet for some time, and especially those partial to the horror side of YouTube and various forum boards. With so many stories and media adaptations of Slenderman throughout the years, he has been given a number of abilities. Among the most notable include teleportation, often dubbed slender walking, allowing him to move locations instantly. Camouflage, giving him the ability to blend in with his surroundings, often seen in photos taking place in wooded areas and forests. As one of his trademark abilities, Slenderman spawns tentacles from his back or shoulders, usually numbering 6. However, the maximum number he is able to produce is unknown. Selective invisibility. Slenderman is able to choose when a person is able to see him, or others see the boundary of a flowery meadow to an enchanted woodland. To his victim, he is stalking behind the sinister tree line. His other abilities include mind control, impersonation, pyrokinesis, telekinesis, weather and day control, and telepathy, among others. Slenderman appearances are often depicted in deserted and derelict locations, typically forests and woodlands where he is able to blend in with the trees. However, encounters have also taken place in old abandoned houses and buildings, graveyards and ghost towns. A big question on many people's minds: is he real? The majority of people simply enjoy the different forms of media and the stories which have since spawned from his initial creation. However, there are many who believe Slenderman is real. Whether or not various posts on Reddit and other forum boards are documented personal experiences or simply made for attention, we'll never know. If you do a quick Google search for Slenderman, you'll find no shortage of black and white photos showing tall, darkly dressed, faceless figures. Numerous YouTube videos show apparent Slenderman sightings, further muddling the pool of supposed evidence. So what about historical recordings? Various cave paintings and old illustrations have surfaced on different forums and image boards, with some claiming them as evidence from ages past. Slenderman, as we know him today, takes on the form inspired by Victor Surge's original post. With that being said, the idea of a tall, slender, and malevolent entity can be traced back to 16th to 18th century Germany in a legend known as Der Großmann, roughly translating to the tall man or the big man. In the story, the tall man is a fairy residing in the Black Forest. Parents would warn their children not to enter the woods late at night, adding that if they did not obey, the tall man would come to take them away. There are 3 woodcuts, supposedly dating back to 16th to 18th century Germany, showing what appears to be a long-limbed figure matching Slenderman's description. In this cave drawing, believed to have dated back as far as 900 BC, we see a character with multiple tentacle-like appendages protruding from his arms. However, in the digital age, anything can be manipulated with Photoshop and a little effort, with many notable pieces having been debunked. Here are the original images for each. It should be noted that this woodcut here may be genuine and was apparently sourced from the New York Library within the Demonology and Fairy section. The picture was taken by a person named E. Silva. In their notes, they stated that the caption with the original image translates roughly to "never enter into this forest." Now, we can't talk about modern and historical accounts without mentioning the horrific attack that took place on May 31st, 2014 in Waukesha, Wisconsin, United States. This isn't a true crime channel, so here's a brief summary. Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser, both 12, stabbed their friend Peyton Lutner 19 times after luring her into a wooded area of a local park. Their reason? To appease Slenderman. Following the attack, Peyton managed to drag herself to a nearby road where a cyclist found her and called emergency services. She spent 7 days in hospital and returned to school in September 2014. Weier received a sentence of 25 years to life and Geyser was sentenced to 40 to life. However, after only 7 years in custody, Wire was granted early release under supervision until age 37. Soon after Slenderman went viral, numerous works of fan art, cosplay, fanfiction, and of course creepypastas were spawned. The first Slenderman-inspired game, Slender, The 8 Pages, was released on June 26, 2012, with many popular Let's Players at the time further spreading the internet legend. While a number of other Slenderman-specific games have since been made, one of his most notable appearances has been in the form of Endermen in the game Minecraft. Numerous Slenderman mods have also been created for games such as Skyrim. Several Slenderman films and documentaries have been made, with the most prominent being Always Watching, a Marble Hornet story, made in 2015, and Slenderman in 2018. However, both have had mainly mixed and negative reviews. As with most internet legends, what began as a simple picture grew to monstrous proportions, taking over much of the horror space in the early 2010s. And while Slenderman's popularity has waned over the past decade, its influence on popularizing and spreading internet horror is undeniable. Whether or not he exists, it's clear that the legend of Slenderman has had very real effects, both good and bad.